All right, Alpha Sports 406. This is Dallas.
This is Ricky.
And we have a special guest referee. Well, you could ref.
I do ref.
You could ref. A special guest with us, Dr. Bo Pickard for Pickard Chiropractic.
Hello.
If you don't understand him, it's okay. We don't either. All right.
He's like a local celebrity.
He is like a local celebrity.
You can use a translator.
Can we get all of Chewbacca?
He's a good friend of ours. A good friend. I'm a friend. I consider you a friend now.
That's cool.
That's super cool. Do you consider me a friend?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Some days.
That's bullshit.
Depends how this goes.
So today we are going to go through our picks from last week, which I apparently smoked Rick, which is awesome.
3 games is not smoking anybody.
But I'm smoking you overall.
On the season, yes.
On the season. Okay. By the way, I don't know if you know, I apparently am a mastermind at picking football teams because I went 13-2, which is pretty awesome.
It is looking like that's your secret power.
That might be my secret power. And then we are going to have a little bit of debate today of who. It might not be a debate. We might all agree. Who knows? On who the most dynamic playmaker and who is at the same time most equally as important to their team more than anybody else.
Correct.
Right?
It has to be both.
Right. And could your team survive without you? Yes or no? Right. And that's actually a big point to one of my case of my players today. So, and then we will get our picks for next week and see if Dr. Pickard can I just call you Pickard?
No.
Thanks for asking.
No, all right, thank you.
Appreciate the courtesy.
All right, so without further ado, let's go last week's picks.
Last week's picks. All right, we'll run down the list. We'll
recap the games real quick too.
Yeah. Thursday night game was Philadelphia and Green Bay.
That one shocked me.
It shocked me too. We both took Green Bay. Philadelphia came in ready to go. As a matter of fact, that's the game I was talking to you about earlier with the phantom pass interference.
Okay.
For
the record, I picked Philadelphia.
Did you pick Philadelphia?
Eagles,
I picked everyone right.
Pushed the receiver in the face when the ball was in the air. No pass interference.
So pass interference is becoming just a debacle right now in the NFL. Like, of course, it really started last year. Like, now, did it really start or did it come to the forefront?
It kind of put a spotlight on it.
Right. How epically bad. Like, I don't like sitting here saying the ref screwed anybody because if one play screws your game and screws you out of a chance to win, then you should have played harder for the rest of the game. That's kind of how I view it. But that just can't always be applicable.
In most games, that is
right. That can't be applicable in that situation, especially in that when you have those two teams.
That game, that call changed that.
It
decided that game. It decided it.
It did. And just for the record, I still believe that the Patriots would lose to the Saints if they would have won last year.
Yeah.
So
they had everything going.
That's neither here nor there.
So Philadelphia came in, beat Green Bay.
That's good because Philadelphia should be beating Green Bay. Philadelphia should be good this year.
Well,
they have all the pieces to the puzzle.
Green Bay is better than we thought they were going to be anyway.
Green Bay's defense has looked good. Last game did not look good though.
No. Next up, we got Washington and the Giants. The Giants won that one. Daniel Jones continues to impress.
He looked good. I mean, he looks good against the Redskins, but I mean, he looked good.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, he wasn't.
A win's a win.
He wasn't supposed to be.
Well, I mean, but in fairness, Dwayne Haskins looks like shit.
Dwayne Haskins does look like shit.
So
now,
see how Daniel Jones looks like against a good team, though.
Well, I mean, the Tampa Bay's got a good defense this year, and he came out and he wrecked shop against them. Yeah. I mean, so that's intriguing. I mean, because you can't say Tampa Bay doesn't have a good defense. They have the number 5 ranked rushing defense right now in the league, and I think the it's like 11th or 12th passing defense. So they have a decent defense.
But you're also getting a little bit more of what he can do because he looked phenomenal in preseason.
True.
Wasn't always against first team guys in preseason. So now we're seeing what he's doing.
It's also really exciting because he's doing it without Saquon Barkley. Yeah. Which is a testament to itself.
Wayne Gallman, man.
Without Wayne Gallman,
a game and a half now.
He went off.
Yeah, for a game and a half now. So I mean, it's pretty impressive. So
Gallman went off. Hopefully, he keeps doing that because I picked him up and I won.
Yeah. Next game.
All right, Chargers and Dolphins.
Went
exactly how we thought it was going to.
Chargers and Dolphins. You know, Miami came out. They had their first lead of the year.
They did
for about 3 minutes.
How does that happen?
They came out and they scored first.
They scored more than the other team.
For a second.
It was temporary.
For a second.
Literally minutes.
And then they were who we thought they were.
Actually, Rosen didn't play horrible in that game. He still has not had a bad game if you go by bad game standards.
I'm not a Rosen fan. but I don't think he's played bad at all this year.
No.
His receivers, on the other hand, might have a trouble making Alabama's scout team.
Correct. What we talked about this last week. They lead the league in drops.
It's horrible.
Oakland and the Colts.
I mean, Derek Carr looks good.
Derek Carr did look good.
Derek Carr looks good. He's having a great year to start off with. He's having a very consistent year. I mean, I think Oakland's going to win 8 to 9 games. They're not going to. I don't think they'll make the playoffs because they're in the same division as the Chiefs. But I mean, they look good. You know, they don't look horrible.
That big play was there. Oakland found the big play in that game. They had a couple of big plays.
And I don't care who you are. Gruden's going to find a way to win. Gruden's a winner in the NFL. So,
all right, next one, Carolina and Houston. Carolina gets the win.
I mean, Christian McCaffrey got the win.
Yeah. Here's a funny little stat for you though. Now I can't remember how many games in the past. I want to say it's like 10 or 12 games. The Panthers have won 3 games. All 3 games, Kyle Allen has started at quarterback.
Well, Kyle Allen's playing good.
So now the question is not is Kyle Allen a better football player than Cam Newton, but in Norv Turner's offense, are the Panthers a better football team without Cam Newton? With Kyle Allen playing.
I don't think you can make that call yet because it's the same thing as Daniel Jones. NFL teams are adjusting to him. Right, NFL teams are adjusting to Patrick Mahomes, and while Mahomes is still having a great year, they have adjusted a little bit, so he's not having as outstanding a year as he was. So, I think it's too early to tell that. I do think Cam Newton has hurt that team the past 2 years, and it's unfortunate because I like Cam Newton.
I like Cam Newton too,
but his injuries, he's trying to play through injuries. He's trying to make things happen that he can't because of his shoulder, because of his ankle,
and he's just a bad fit for that offense.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
For Norv Turner style. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was watching this on NFL Network. That same question got brought up. And they said absolutely that Carolina is a better team in that offense with Kyle Allen playing instead of Cam Newton.
All I know is Kyle Allen's playing good. That's it.
Can he keep it going? That's going to be the story.
He's good.
All right. Kansas City, Detroit. Hell of a game.
That was actually a surprisingly good game.
Hell of a game.
I was hoping. I came out of the room, I think, and I forgot what we were doing. Oh, I know. We were recording, and I came out of the room, and I was like, oh, it's like that should be a blowout, and Detroit almost pulled it off.
They held tough.
They did. They're actually surprising so far this year.
Yeah, that was their first loss of the season.
Yeah, and it was a close loss.
Yeah, to one of the better teams in the league.
Good for Matthew Stafford. I just want to see that guy do good, man.
But with who? They still don't have no
Galladay or whatever his name.
You got Kerryon Johnson. They finally have a decent running back for him, but that's about it.
The new tight end.
That rookie's a stud.
He got hurt, so that's going to hurt him. But
I don't know. I'm anxious. I just want to see Stafford do good. I like Stafford. I really do. I've always liked Stafford. Always been a fan of his. I just want to see Stafford do good.
We'll see if they can keep it up though. Tough division.
I wanted to see that the Lions do good ever since they drafted Joey Harrington back in the day from Oregon, and they never have.
No, Joey Harrington wasn't the answer.
They took him like number 3 or some shit like that.
All right, New England and Buffalo. Good game.
Yeah, it was
defensive battle.
It was.
I think at one point, Josh Allen was like, I don't know, like 3 of like 15. And Tom Brady was like 9 of 22 throwing the ball. Like those defenses were all over the place.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see.
How about Frank Gore?
He's what, the fourth player to ever rush for that many yards?
Can you believe that there are people out there saying that Frank Gore is not a Hall of Famer?
I didn't know Frank Gore was still alive, to be honest with you. I'm just kidding. I mean, here's the thing about Frank Gore, though. Do you remember when he came out of college? Annihilated his knee.
Yep.
Okay.
And now, 15 years later?
Well, he's durable as hell.
Yeah, it's like, holy
cow. I've never really paid attention to Frank Gore. I never really have. I mean, way back when he was on the Niners, I've always known he's there. He's a good running back. But he's not someone you're just like, holy shit, he's a game changer.
He's not flashy.
He's not flashy.
He goes downhill.
He's a big dude.
Apparently he's consistent as well.
But he's still chugging along, and good for that guy.
But yeah. I thought back to a couple weeks ago with fucking Travis. Let's see if LeSean
McCoy can get in there. Don't be like our last guest, like Travis. We're sitting here talking about Buffalo, and he's like, let's see if LeSean McCoy can get it going. Yeah. I mean, maybe he can. Good job, Chiefs.
All right. Cleveland and Baltimore.
That game was a surpriser.
Chubb just tore it down.
That guy's going to be good. I mean, I think he's going to be good. Hold on.
Pop it. Right now, here's what I like: as much offensive firepower that the Browns have, because Jarvis Landry had a really good day.
Yeah, 167 yards.
Yeah,
Juice.
Ended up getting concussed, but
he looked good on my bench.
Did he look good on your bench?
Yeah.
He looked good in my starting
lineup. He looked great.
He looked good in my starting lineup.
Yeah.
But
you guys are rookies.
With that offensive firepower, though, and with the questions that we have at head coach for the Browns, if Chubb can continue playing like that with the addition of Kareem Hunt, that might be able to mask enough of your coaching inconsistencies.
I still think the Browns make the playoffs. Do I have concerns that they can make it deep into the playoffs?
They
absolutely.
better, because I have them in the Super Bowl.
I absolutely have concerns now because of how disciplined they look. They still looked undisciplined the other day.
They did.
They still didn't look good. But they have so much offensive talent that it is hiding some of their inadequacies. And their inadequacies, in my personal opinion, are strictly coaching and discipline. Those are the only two.
And that goes hand in hand.
You can't sit there and call Baker Mayfield inadequate when he throws for 350 yards and a touchdown. Yes, who gives a shit? He has one interception, but they won by 40 points. Or they won by almost 30 points.
Right.
So you're going to have interceptions. Baker Mayfield is going to continue to throw interceptions. He is not going to be a Tom Brady where he throws 36 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. He will never be that guy because he wants that big play.
36 touchdowns with 16 interceptions.
16 interceptions, but he's going to win some games. And the cool thing about this is I think it shows them that they are absolutely multi-dimensional because Nick Chubb kind of got pushed to the background a little bit because with that receiving core and Baker Mayfield.
Last year.
He was good. He was the last 6 games of the year last year. He was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But you sign Odell Beckham Jr. and then you have Baker Mayfield, who's one of the most touted rookies coming out. Not even touted, but controversial and well recognized because of his attitude and the things that he's done in college.
People wanted to see how he was playing.
And people want to see how he's going to play in the NFL. And he's the number 1 pick when everybody was like, well, why didn't Rosen go number 1 or whatever it may have been. And Nick Chubb just kind of was like, all right, man, just give me a minute, buy my time. And then all of a sudden he hold my beer and rushed for 160-something yards. It was great. I thought it was awesome.
Fastest run of the season.
22 miles an hour, I think is what he got. 22 miles per hour.
Apparently the boy can move, and he's a big dude.
He is a big dude. Well, he was a phenomenal running back at Georgia.
He was great.
Amazing running back at Georgia. So,
I think if he wouldn't have had that knee injury, he would have been a first-round draft pick. People were uncertain how if he was back to his old ways. Next game is Titans and Falcons.
Just for the record, I'm a beer and a half in, and Bo is at a half a beer. So I'm just saying.
In with a beard.
You did come in with a beard. Yes, you're correct. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Falcons, Titans. Titans came out and just smacked the Falcons in the mouth.
I like the Titans look. I love Derrick Henry. I love power running.
Played pretty good. He was making some throws.
Do you realize Mariotta's not throwing an interception in 4 games?
Yes.
He's not having a bad year so far.
And what we thought might have been their question mark is proving us wrong so far.
Did you realize he's from Hawaii?
Yeah.
I just read that in a book.
You don't read.
Yeah, I saw
book on tape.
I saw a picture. I just put 2 together.
Yeah, no, it was.
He's playing good.
He's playing very good. He's playing very good.
Derrick Henry should be on my fantasy football team, but someone would not trade him to me.
Someone sends horrible draft or trade.
He doesn't. I gave him Eckler. I gave Ricky Eckler.
It's like
because I'm a nice friend.
Because
I have a damn good team.
We all have a special friend who we're like, man, I got to throw him a bone.
And I threw him a bone.
But I couldn't do it, man.
I know. Well, I don't
remember what I wanted.
I'll get you a nice Christmas wreath.
What did I want? Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
But who was I giving you? I was giving you a really good tight end.
A really good tight end. Kyle Rudolph, who has what, 3 catches?
Yeah, Rudolph. Well, I mean, that's not Rudolph's fault. That's Kirk Cousins' fault. We'll talk about it here in a second.
And
yeah, but it ain't my fantasy football problem.
That's true.
And Drake. I mean,
Kenyon Drake will never play. He might not ever see the field, because of the sole fact is they come from behind for 30 points.
Yes.
You ain't going to run the ball when you're down 28
good
points.
On any other team.
Anyway.
I have more yards than you.
So Titans, Falcons. Titans came away with that one. Tampa Bay and the Rams.
That was a fucking barn burner.
Whoa.
That was some points.
Dallas, your opinion doesn't count right here because
you're
a homer.
I feel like my opinion absolutely counts because I picked the Tampa Bay to win. I picked the Tampa Bay to win.
He did.
Of course you did.
So of course I did. Tampa Bay is an underrated team this year.
I'm not saying they're not good.
I think they're a 10-team win. They're a playoff team. I think in that division they're a playoff team now, especially with Breeze being gone. And I don't know. I think Tampa Bay can make the playoffs as a wild card, and I think they look good. 2 games in a row, Winston's look good.
Yeah. That defense needs to have a little bounce back game. I mean, they gave up a shit ton of passing yards.
Well, when you score, so I had this conversation the other day with somebody. When you score 55 points, you're scoring a lot. So that means your offense is off the field a lot. Very rarely do you score 55 and the other team scores 7 or 10. You go 55 and 35, 55 right. and 28. Now 40 is a lot, but you're also talking about a team that was 3-0. Right, you're also talking about a team that has Todd Gurley. You're also a team that has Cooper Kupp. You're talking about a very good team that they put 55 points on, and that yes, put 40 points on them. But let's look at the big picture. The Tampa Bay closed the game, and that was huge. That's a huge thing for them because Tampa Bay the past 5 or 6 years have not been able to put the nail in the coffin in a lot of games. They've lost in the past 3 years. They've lost 17 games by 3 points or less. Right, so they haven't been able to close out the game, and they finally were able to. So I think Tampa Bay looks good. They've had a good defense up until that game. The Giants definitely put them on them. Yes, I'll say that, but
but that was more of a
you don't know what you're going to get.
That was a change of momentum comeback.
Yeah.
Win.
So I think Tampa Bay looks good. I think they're a 10-win team this year.
Yeah, they did look good. Shocked the Rams, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean they did shock the Rams. And Goff looks like Goff does. Goff cannot score 55 points in a game. He can't do it. He turns the ball over too much. When you put Goff on the field and the ball in hands, and I don't care what anybody says, something is wrong with Todd Gurley. Something is wrong with that dude.
Is something wrong with Todd Gurley, or are the Rams playing too cautious with him?
No, I think something's wrong with Todd Gurley.
We'll see.
16 yards is what he got. 16 yards rushing.
On 5 carries.
Yeah. So, is there something wrong with him, or are the Rams just afraid to use him because they might think there's something wrong with him?
Well, they're going to know. I mean, they're not going to think. They're going to know.
Well, no.
So it's rumored that he has arthritis in his knee.
Right.
He already has a bad knee. So it's rumored that he has arthritis in his knee. So I think 100% Gurley is something's wrong with him. And in my personal opinion, I think they're using it as like a shell game right now. They're using him as a distraction. And I think soon you're going to find out that teams are going to catch on that Todd Gurley is not Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley, something's wrong with him. Whether he'll ever be Todd Gurley again, I don't know. But right now, something's wrong with him. And I think right now they're using him as, hey, I've got Todd Gurley on the field, so defenses have to be aware. But that's going to go away here soon. Because Todd Gurley opens up the number one man, Cooper Kupp, across that middle, because when you have to stack Gurley in that box, when you have to stack 8 in that box, that opens up that slot like big time. And Kupp might be the best slot receiver in the league right now. And I think soon it's going to happen where that's going to be exposed.
We'll see.
So.
And can Malcolm Brown, right? Malcolm Brown, is that his backup?
Well, who's the rookie that they drafted in the third? He's good too. Henderson? Is that his name?
Yeah, Henderson.
And he's good. He's real
good.
Also
have that. What's his name? Malcolm Brown, ain't it? For the Rams, I think.
I'm not sure. It might be, but either way, they've
got
some serviceable backups, I think. But I just think they're using Gurley as a decoy right now. That's my opinion. I could be wrong for sure.
I mean, if there's nothing wrong with him, they definitely need to give him the ball more than 5 times a game.
I think, I think the fact that they're not giving him the ball more than 5 times a game is a perfect example.
Right.
Especially in a game that was, I mean, they came back. They were down 21-14.
They were in
that game. There's no reason why you couldn't rerun the game.
Right.
In fact, I would have been running because they had to slow. They needed to slow down Godwin, Winston, and Evans, and they couldn't. They just couldn't do it. So how would you normally do that? You hand the ball off and slow the pace down.
Godwin went off.
Godwin did. Godwin's the number 2 or number 3 receiver in the league right now.
Yeah.
He's playing out of this world.
He's had one bad game in the fantasy world.
And it's going to open up Evans, which I have Evans on both teams, and I'm just a huge Evans fan, so fuck off.
Keep on the ball to Godwin. All right, Seattle and Arizona. Seattle won that one.
Yep, Seattle won that one. I mean, who cares? Nobody really likes Seattle fans.
Arizona continues to struggle.
No, Arizona does continue to struggle, and I love Russell Wilson. So, like, I'm actually just more and more, I really like Russell Wilson. So,
but are the Seahawks relying too much on Russell Wilson?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you can say that. Did you not see them feed Chris Carson the ball
Carson gets the rock
80 times?
Right, but there's...
I think he had 22 or 23 carries the other day.
Yeah, but it's a question that's going on out there. Are they relying too much on Russell Wilson?
No, I think that's bullshit. I think that's dumb. Russell Wilson has like 7 or 8 touchdowns on the year. He's playing great football.
Lockett's playing well.
Yeah. Disley
from Bozeman, Montana.
Dude, that boy's playing out of this world, man. He's playing great. Their defense is playing pretty good. And they're handing Chris Carson the ball left and right. So I don't think
I watched the game. I saw how many carries but that was literally a question on NFL Network. Are they relying too much on Russell Wilson? So.
I don't even understand that's a question. I mean, I get these people are smarter than us. And
are they really?
I mean, maybe.
They just have a higher paying job.
I mean, maybe. But, I mean, put me on NFL Network, I would tell them, like, I think that's the dumbest question you guys have ever asked on NFL is, are Russell Wilson being used too much?
All right, next game, Jacksonville and Denver.
That was a good game. That was a good game.
What's his face is probably my second favorite quarterback in the league right now.
Dude, he's awesome.
Minshew or whatever.
What's his name? Google. I don't know. Mustache. Let's call him Mustache. Mustache. Dude, he is...
Gardner Minshew.
Gardner
Minshew. Yeah.
Dude, he's awesome.
He's literally my second favorite quarterback in the league right now.
I like him.
Did you see
he's funny
the little scramble, half Tony Romo spin to get away from a sack to buy like 6 extra seconds to throw the ball to throw a touchdown? I was like, holy shit.
I did not, but...
He's like, what, a 6th round draft pick or something like that?
So is Tom Brady.
He's just balling.
Tom Brady was what, 7th draft?
What do you do if he continues to play like that? Do you just hand the ball back over to Nick Foles who you gave a shit ton of money to?
Well, when does Nick Foles come back? Is he on the IR?
He can come back this season.
So I think it's week 10. I want to say it's like week 10 or week 12. Right? So if it's week 10 or week 12,
but if Minshew can keep him in the race for the division title,
you don't hand the ball off.
No,
absolutely not.
You have to keep playing.
You gotta play. Yeah,
you gotta crazy.
He's funny, man. He's cool. I like his attitude. You gotta keep the ball in the winner's hands.
And you can just tell he's just living the moment. He's having fun. It's insane.
He's doing great. He's building a name for himself.
Crazy. But
building a paycheck.
Come back win. Jacksonville gets it over Denver.
Is that Michelob Ultra treating you okay?
Yeah, it tastes good. How's that?
Don't you go crazy.
Denver has yet to win a game.
Does that come in a men's?
Denver has yet to win a game.
And that smells like money to you.
Yeah, I mean $100. Thank you, Levi Adams, for giving me $100.
All right, Minnesota and Chicago. Chicago came away from the win, and Minnesota looks horrible if they can't run the ball.
Minnesota does not look horrible.
They have a really good quarterback.
Kirk Cousins looks like the worst $84 million decision. Well, any $84 million decision is a bad decision, but Kirk Cousins looks like the most overpaid, overrated quarterback possibly in the league right now.
What made you think he was going to be good?
Nothing ever made me think he was going to be good.
His paycheck says he's good.
His paycheck, he's a stat patter.
But that's got to, I don't know. If I'm a Vikings fan.
4-32 in his career against winning teams, against teams with winning records.
Correct.
4-32.
And when
how do you even get that stat?
$80 million guaranteed. He had never won a playoff game, never been to playoff games, or never had a winning record.
Nope.
Yeah, he's throwing for 4,000 yards each season, but
the teams aren't going anywhere. Do you pay for stats? Or do you pay for wins?
Apparently, you pay for stats.
Apparently. Well, now he's under the gun, and this raises a couple interesting questions because, like, number one is, do you stick with him for next year, the rest of this year and next year? Who do you have on your bench? Right. Number one, who do you have on your bench? Number two, do you stick with him? Like that's a question. Like that's what I want to know is do you stick with him?
Who is the Vikings backup quarterback?
I have no idea. Why don't you look at that? Okay, so you're looking it up.
Yes. The Vikings backup quarterback is Sean Mannon.
Who the fuck is Sean Mannon?
Came out of Oregon State.
It's Peyton Manning's brother.
No,
Mannon.
Don't say dumb shit.
Mannon, not.
Don't say dumb shit.
It's his second cousin.
Sean Mannon came out of Oregon State about 3 or 4 years ago.
So nobody knows who he is. So, number one question is do you pull him?
Yeah. I think you have to. Before your wide receivers get pissed off and want to get out of it.
That's the number one thing. And not even the win or loss record, right? Not even the win because you have a great defense. You have a top 3 defense.
You have a really good running back.
You have an awesome running back, right? You have 2 phenomenal receivers who have proven that they could do 1,000-yard catch, 1,000-yard seasons.
And they have a pretty good tight end.
And they have a really good tight end. They do have a good tight end. Kyle Rudolph, we were joking about it. Kyle Rudolph is actually a very good tight end. But you have your receivers who are literally talking about leaving.
Yeah. I mean,
Diggs wants out.
Diggs is rumored to want to leave.
Yeah, Adam Thielen just came out of his last game and says you have to be able to throw the football.
Thielen's coming out saying I want to leave. Right? You have an amazing team. You're a quarterback away from a Super Bowl at that team.
Now, I'd have to really look at it to find out when he came out of Oregon State. But Sean Mannion, coaches have liked him on the teams he's been on. He's always been in that backup role, never had really a chance to compete for a starting job.
But can you justify losing your money?
I don't know. Can you? I mean, if it's between losing your money and winning,
it might light a fire under his ass.
I don't think it will. I don't think Kirk Cousins is good. I don't think anything's going to light a fire under his ass. I don't think he can get the job done in the NFL. As a backup, he's going to be a great backup.
Right. He's going to be an expensive backup.
He's going to be a super expensive backup.
But if Sean Manning, if they pull the trigger and let him go in, he's got the arm talent to get the ball to Thielen and Diggs. Possibly Rudolph. With that running game, he doesn't have to throw for 400 yards a game.
Nope. He's got to throw for 200.
He's got to just be consistent and win some games.
He's got to throw for 200 yards a game and a touchdown one game. 1 game, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's what you have to throw for, and you have to be able to run the ball, especially with that defense.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see.
Because you're going to have your games where you score 2 or 3. You're going to have your games where Diggs and Thielen are going to break an under route or a cross route or a slant route, and you're going to break it big. So you're going to have those games where you're going to have 2 or 3 touchdowns, right? But you need to be able to produce 1 touchdown, 200 yards, and no interceptions.
Correct. And Cousins can't, apparently, this year.
I don't think he can.
I
don't think he can.
We'll find out.
Do you think he can?
Cousins? No.
Okay. That's racist.
He can't. That's his last name, man.
All right. Sunday night game, Cowboys Saints. All right. So Sunday night game, Cowboys Saints, defensive battle of the week. There's really not much to talk about in that game. There's defenses.
What game are we talking about?
Cowboys Saints Sunday night.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about, Rick.
Defensive battle.
There's a lot to talk about.
How's there a lot to talk about?
Because your team finally lost to a good team.
And it was the same game as last year.
What, the defensive battle?
Yeah.
Your team lost to a good team.
Last year the Cowboys beat the Saints 13-10.
You think that game would have been the same if it was Breeze? If Breeze would have been there?
Yeah.
You're fucking crazy. Now you're talking as a fan.
They did the same thing last year.
You're talking as a fan.
It was the same thing last year.
I think you're talking as a fan.
Same thing last year.
You're talking as a fan. I think that shows that the Cowboys are not ready to take that upper echelon step in the NFL. They played 3 bad teams. All right, the first 3 seasons.
It doesn't matter if you don't think that their offense is ready for that next level. Because I've said for 3 years now, Dak Prescott's not that guy.
I'm not saying Dak Prescott's not that guy. He's played good.
When you have that defense, which held an explosive offense to 12 points, they did it last year too.
They held an explosive offense without Drew Brees.
Okay, what was your excuse for last year? Drew Brees played last year.
I'm not saying anything about last year. I'm talking about this year. They
had Alvin Kamara. They actually held.
So who do the Cowboys play this upcoming week?
Packers.
So another good test. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to get into an argument until we see another game. I'm just saying that everybody was so high on the Cowboys, and you see all these fucking bandwagoners coming out like, oh, the Cowboys are finally on track. They're going to win the Super Bowl. Bro, they played the 3 shittiest teams in the NFL.
Who said they're going to win the Super Bowl?
Right. There's a ton of people. Go online and look at all this stuff. They're all amped and everything. I'm not saying you said this. I'm not saying Rick Myers came out and said that the Cowboys are going to be the best team in the NFL this year. I'm not saying that.
I didn't have them in the Super Bowl.
Puff down there, sunshine.
I have the Saints.
By the way, the Saints just beat the Cowboys.
So. Reggie Bush still thinks the Cowboys are the best team in the NFC.
Reggie Bush was a failure in the NFL.
I don't know if I'd say he was a failure in the NFL.
He failed. He was highly touted. He was highly regarded. Was he the number 1 pick? I think he was the number 1 pick. Well, number 1 or number 2?
Well, I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
It was number 1 or number 2? Number 1 or number 2? Reggie Bush. He dated Kim Kardashian. You lose all credibility.
I can't even take you seriously when you date Kim Kardashian. All right, Monday night game. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. I don't think anybody cared, even Pittsburgh and Cincinnati fans. Pittsburgh won.
Pittsburgh D destroyed them.
Who cares? That's all I'm going to say is who cares. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. So
like, I think what they need to do, like, I get it'd be hard with ticket sales, shit like that, but I get when they made this Monday night schedule, they were going off of like division rivals and games they thought would be good, stuff like that. But I don't know why you don't take that game off Monday night after week 2 and you see both these teams suck.
I don't know. So somebody had told me that there was rumors, and I don't know if this is true or not, that ESPN didn't want to pay for the higher-end Monday Night Football games this year. Right? So that's why the Thursday night games are better. Because if you look at the Thursday night games are better this year. Right? This upcoming tomorrow is, the Rams and the Seahawks. Like, that's a good game.
Well, I don't.
Right? That's a Monday night game any other year. But this year it's not. So, and if you look at Monday Night Football, all the games are shit. All of them are. Like, next week is the Browns and Niners, and that's not a shit game because all of a sudden Baker Mayfield and the Niners out of nowhere are 3-0, right? That's why it's not a shitty game. Or 4-0.
Well, you're gonna get lucky with some games like that throughout the season where the cards fell
Monday,
right, and it's actually going to be probably a pretty good game.
The Monday night game, they're all shit this year. All shit. And Thursday night games are not. That's the funny thing.
Well, I don't know if it's ESPN or if it's NFL, because I know this offseason NFL wanted to make Thursday night more of an attraction. They wanted to get...
They've talked about that for a long time. How do you make Thursday night football more intriguing? Because the NFL players actually even wanted to get rid of Thursday night games.
Correct.
So I don't know.
They don't like that short turnaround. So now they're trying to...
And you can't blame them. I mean, football's a rough sport. Like, you got to get out there. You got to heal. You got to heal up your body and stuff like that. And 4 days turnarounds is very short.
But you're also getting paid a shit ton of money.
Sure. I mean, I get that.
So,
yeah.
All right. So anyway...
So what did I go?
I went 10-5. You went 13-2.
10-5 is very good, Rick. Good for you.
It's not bad.
10-5 is very, very good.
It's not bad.
It's not 13-2.
It's not.
I'm going to Vegas with that shit.
We'll see this week.
We'll see this week.
We'll see what happens. Anyway, after 4 weeks, Dallas is 45-17-1. I'm 7 games back, 38-24-1.
Just so you know, I'm beating Phil Simms and Ray Lewis on NFL Live because I watch that shit every week. And I'm doing really good.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, so fuck you guys. So,
all right, diving into the main event.
Most dynamic football player, game-changing football player, and at the same time, most person who's most important to their team.
Okay,
Bo Scarborough, hands down.
Who?
Bo Scarborough.
I told you not to bring him on the show, and you go around and you bring people like this on the show.
Best in the league, man.
So, who do you have?
Just kidding.
JK.
Just JK.
JK.
I don't know, man.
LOLs.
You don't have anybody?
I wanted to be prepared coming into this, but I just don't know. I don't know who is that dynamic and also
I thought for sure I knew who you were going to pick. I actually thought I knew who you were going to pick. So I actually prepared against that person because I thought you were going to pick. Because that person you were going to pick is probably my number 2 or 3.
The only player that I think, I don't know, like I said, it's tough to find out who's that guy. To me, because I don't think they're a very good football team from top to bottom, if I had to pick someone who is dynamic but also important to the team at the same time, I'd have to go Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, so that's who I said you were going to pick. I said you were going to pick Patrick Mahomes, right? Who are you picking?
Khalil Mack.
That's a good pick,
that is
actually.
A really good pick.
Like, that one, like, literally as you said that's a phenomenal pick. That might be one of the smartest picks because no one ever thinks about it. So what do they think about? They think offense. Khalil Mack is 100% a game changer.
Correct. Just like you said, you think you knew who I was going to pick. I knew who you were going to pick.
But you know who I'm going to pick because I'm a huge fan of the guy. And
right.
He's phenomenal. So who am I going to pick?
Christian McCaffrey.
So I'm going to pick Christian McCaffrey, right? So now I'm going to tell you why I do not pick – I am going to tell you why I pick Christian McCaffrey, okay? Then I'll tell you why my argument for Mahomes. Because I think, in my opinion, a lot of people, aside from Bo, because that's actually a super intelligent pick, aside from Bo, a lot of people I think are going to pick Patrick Mahomes because he's the hottest thing to fucking come out in the night.
It has nothing to do with me. I was saying, I don't think the Chiefs win more than 8 games without the guy.
I think you're wrong. And I'll tell you why, okay? This is why, right? And also talk about game changer, right? You're talking about how phenomenal everything all around and how important to your team.
Right.
Yes, Mahomes is super important to his team, right? But you also, Mahomes, you have the number, where's this at? I wrote this shit down too. You have 2 top 10 wide receivers in the league with Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey and Watkins. Kelsey's probably the best tight end right now in football.
Right. Kelsey's the best tight end in football, but no one else on that team
and Watkins
is anybody without
Watkins
Patrick
is in the
Mahomes.
top 10. Watkins is a good
Sammy
wide
Watkins
receiver.
did nothing.
What's that?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill was
was a return specialist until Patrick Mahomes really started airing the ball out to him.
You can't say that because you don't know if that would have been the same for Alex Smith. Because Tyreek Hill is a guy you can get the ball in 5 yards and he can make something happen for a 90, or you can just go. He's so damn dynamic he can go. So I mean, he can go 90 yards on one play. So I don't know if I agree with that. But so listen to some of the stats on Mahomes. Okay, completion percentage is 67.9%. Right, 1,510 yards. Here's a crazy stat. Mahomes is on pace to do 6,000 passing yards. 6,000 passing yards Mahomes on pace to do.
He's on pace to make like $200 million a year.
He's going to make $200 million. That is fucking unheard of, right? That's crazy. But again, you have 2 of the top 10 wide receivers in the league. Okay,
but you have those guys are top 10 receivers because of it.
No, wrong. Kelsey's going to be a top 10 receiver no matter what.
Well, Kelsey's going to be the top.
Watkins could be a top 15 because he's been a top 15 before. All right, so Watkins could be a top 15, and if Tyreek Hill was there, Tyreek Hill probably in the top 5, and I think Tyreek Hill could be in the top 5 or top 10 if it's not for Mahomes. Because Tyreek Hill,
Alex Smith didn't get him there.
Tyreek Hill didn't really have the chance with Mahomes there. Hill did not get the snaps that he had until Mahomes came in because they had a play. They had a dynamic. Those two had a dynamic together, right? So Alex Smith was a safe quarterback. He played scared.
So
he was a game changer.
Patrick Mahomes made Tyreek Hill a star and made him better.
I'm saying Mahomes gave Hill the opportunity. I'm saying the Hill and Holmes connection and that rapport that they have and that relationship they have gave Hill the opportunity to shine. And I think Hill has done more than shine, right? And I think he could be that player for any team. You tell me right now, any team would not die to pick up Tyreek Hill.
Well, everybody
would die to pick up Tyreek Hill.
Is he going to be that same player?
Right.
No.
With a decent quarterback, yes, 100%.
No, because
I think so. You don't think Dak Prescott couldn't get Tyreek Hill the ball? I think Dak Prescott could get Tyreek Hill the ball. Anybody with a cannon is going to get Tyreek Hill that ball.
A lot of Tyreek Hill's big plays are coming from Mahomes getting out of the pocket and making some crazy,
which there are a ton of NFL quarterbacks that can do now because of all the rules based around towards quarterbacks. I mean, you just got done talking about your guy in Jacksonville who made a play happen as a rookie, who is 6th-round draft pick, made a guy missed, ran around for 6-7 seconds, made people miss and threw the pass. Anybody can do that in the NFL these days because everybody's terrified to hit the quarterback. Right? There are 1,000 quarterbacks out there that can run around in the pocket and get out and then make a pass. And we're proving it. Mahomes is very good at it. And I don't want this conversation for me to take anything away from Mahomes. I'm not a Mahomes fan, but I'm realist. Right? 1,510 yards in 4 games is absolutely absurd.
It's ridiculous.
10 touchdowns. Now let's talk about 10 touchdowns. There are 3 quarterbacks with just as many touchdowns as Patrick Mahomes right now. One being your BFF, Lamar Jackson. Right? So Lamar Jackson has
5 of those came in one game.
Now,
let's be real.
Doesn't matter. 4 of them came in one game with Patrick Mahomes. Right?
We'll see who's got 2 more passes out of those 2.
Okay, we're talking about right now. 0 interceptions right now. Right? That's amazing. 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. There are 3 quarterbacks in the league, or starting quarterbacks in the league, that have 0 interceptions right now. Okay? 120.4 quarterback rating. Right? Phenomenal. Right? That's outstanding. There are 6 quarterbacks in the league that have a higher completion percentage, and where is it at? 9 quarterbacks in the league with a rating above 110 to 115. So other people are doing what Mahomes is doing.
How are those stats that other people have anything to do with whether or not the Chiefs can win a football game without Patrick Mahomes?
Okay, so we're talking about I'm talking about dynamic player right now.
But I'm
talking about dynamic player. So are you telling me that you don't think any quarterback with those weapons can get the job done like Mahomes is?
Because they're not that. Those weapons have become weapons with Patrick Mahomes.
Not Travis Kelce.
Sammy Watkins.
Not LaShawn McCoy.
Was nobody.
He was
anybody else.
Almost 1,000 yards in one of his seasons. I mean, 1,000 yards is pretty decent.
Okay, he was in the league for what, 4 or 5 years before he went to the Chiefs.
4 years, I think. 4 years. But look at his quarterbacks that he's had. Right? Look at his quarterbacks that he had. He's had 0 quarterback play. right? So 0 quarterback play. So
Sammy Watkins isn't that dynamic player that makes everybody better.
Sammy Watkins is very good.
Sammy
Watkins is a very good serviceable wide receiver.
Throw the ball to Sammy Watkins, and now all the boom. Big
everybody came in.
Hadn't done it in 4 years.
Everybody came in. Yeah, but when you have, we're not talking about going from a B- to a B+. We're talking about going from C- quarterbacks to an A+ quarterback. So of course there's going to be a difference, right? But Sammy Watkins is a great wide receiver with any top 10 quarterback in the league right now. Any top 10 quarterback in the league right now is going to make Sammy Watkins a better wide receiver or a good, serviceable wide receiver, right? He has yet to have a top 10 quarterback in the league throwing him the ball. If you put number 10 behind the center, Watkins is going to get 1,000 yards. He's going to have some huge plays. He's going to get some touchdowns because Watkins is fast and he's a big target and he's good. He's good. When Watkins came into Kansas City, everybody had sat there and said Sammy Watkins might be the number 1, number 2 receiver in the league this year. Right? So you don't get number 1, number 2 from being a slouch. You get number 1, number 2 from being very good and then getting a very good quarterback. Again, I'm not disputing that Patrick Mahomes is not a great quarterback. I'm disputing that he is not more important to his team or dynamic player than Christian McCaffrey. Because at running back, Christian McCaffrey is playing 99% of all snaps. He touched the ball 37 times this last game. 37 times for a running back is absolutely absurd. Right? They're going to kill him. And and he wants the ball. He wants the ball. And he keeps saying, I want to be on every play. I want to touch the ball every play if I could. That's great. You're 23 years old. And by the time you're 28, you're going to be fucking broke. Whatever. That's cool. But right now, that dude is hands down the most dynamic player in the league. All right? He's the most versatile player in the league. And he is more important to that team than any person is to anybody's team because he's their only weapon right now. Greg Olsen is playing good football, but Greg Olsen only plays well if they have a running back to give the ball to. Because Cam Newton can't run the ball and bring defenses in. Right? That defense, like I said, I'm not taking away from Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying to their team, nobody is as important to their team as Christian McCaffrey is to his team.
You take Christian McCaffrey off the Panthers, they're still the 8-8 team that they're going to be
wrong.
This year.
How do you say that? Who do they have? You
take Patrick Mahomes off his team, and the Chiefs are an 8-8 team.
I think the Chiefs are. Yes, I agree. I think the Chiefs are an 8-8 team without Patrick Mahomes. I think the Panthers are a 4-win team without Christian McCaffrey.
I don't know.
Who do they have?
Who have they ever had?
Their defense is playing good, not amazing, but good.
When the Panthers have been really good,
they've always had Cam Newton carry.
They've had a really good defense and Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And they've had some serviceable backups. Let's not take away from Jonathan Stewart and what's his name, Williams in their day. They were good.
Right. But
they were good.
They weren't that just hand the ball off every single down.
Well, they shared the load.
Right.
So they shared that. So that's a little bit different.
But that's all they've ever really had. And they've either been middle of the pack or they've had a 10 to 12 win season.
Right, 12-win season. Right, so went to the Super Bowl.
Right, so you take Christian McCaffrey off that team. I still think they're that middle-of-the-road team, with or without him. Because that's all they're going to be this year, too.
How do you count for 90% of the snaps going to with Christian McCaffrey? How do you account for 37 touches in an offense? An offense, an average team runs 50 to 60 offensive plays a game. He's getting the ball for more than half of those.
This conversation is not about the play calling. How many times?
But it's talking about how important that player is to the team.
Player, but
let's take the dynamic off the table because both of these guys are dynamic players.
Right.
Both of these guys are phenomenal players. Agree to disagree. Right. Agree. So both of these players are dynamic. So we can't talk about dynamics, right? So the only argument with these two players are straight up. How important is one more important to the team than the other, to their team than the other? And when I'm talking about plays, and I'm saying the average team calls 50 to 60 offensive plays, and you have a running back, who's touching the ball almost 40 times in a game, to me, there's no more important position to that.
What's the Panthers' record?
I don't know. What is it? 3-1, 2-2, something like that?
2-2.
Okay.
What's the Chiefs' record?
Was it 4-0?
4-0.
Almost lost almost lost, and Mahomes didn't have a good game.
Wins a win.
Wins a win, and Mahomes didn't have a good game.
Wins a win.
And Mahomes didn't have a good game, so they still won the game.
Right there.
If McCaffrey has a bad game, you know what happened when McCaffrey had a bad game? The Panthers lost. McCaffrey had a game that he touched the ball 16 times. They lost. Mahomes had a bad game. They still won. That's just my point.
Okay, but what's a bad game?
Not a touchdown. Not scoring a touchdown. Not getting find the end zone as a quarterback is a bad game, right?
You just said the stats.
Yeah, I just said he didn't have a touchdown last game.
So without Patrick Mahomes.
Without Patrick Mahomes getting a touchdown, the Chiefs still won the game.
But without Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs would be nowhere near 4-0.
That's not the argument. That's the wrong argument that I'm saying.
He's important to the team. Without
he's important to the team.
The Panthers are still 2-2.
How do you figure?
Because those.
Okay, I need a second opinion on this because I feel like you don't. I feel like your argument is caving in on itself. I literally just told you, Patrick Mahomes had a bad game, didn't score a touchdown against Detroit, right? And they still won the game. Okay,
I'm telling you.
Now Christian McCaffrey has 37 touches and they win the game, but Christian McCaffrey has 16 touches against Tampa Bay and they lose the game. So how is that? How is your argument any way, shape, or form that Mahomes is more important to the team when he had a bad game and they still won the game?
Okay, we came into this saying, who do you think is the more dynamic player, most important team?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't care about your stats. And I don't care that you're trying to convince me that
I'm not trying to convince anything. I don't give a shit.
Patrick Mahomes is more important to the Chiefs than Christian McCaffrey is to the Panthers.
I think you're insanely wrong.
With Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs are Super Bowl favorite.
Right. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
With Christian McCaffrey, the Panthers are an 8-8 team. Period. They're not going to be more.
Absolutely not. Without Christian McCaffrey, the Panthers don't win more than 5 games. With Christian McCaffrey, the Panthers still could be a 10 to 11 win team. Absolutely.
They'll be nowhere near that this year.
I think they absolutely can win 10 games.
No.
Absolutely win 10 games and possibly still make the playoffs in the NFC.
No.
100%.
I don't think so.
Mr. Bo Picard.
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack. I mean,
can't argue that one.
So insightful.
I like your. I mean, you didn't have an argument, but I like your player. Khalil Mack is very important to the Bears. But to Rick's point, they're still losing though. How many have the Bears lost? 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so not really. They're not
Bears
really
3-1.
I take that back. So they're not winning.
But I mean, last year when he got there.
Oh, last year was insane. I think last year was even it did.
Right, but he couldn't keep that up all season long. Though was the bad part.
Well, I mean, if he accounted for 4 wins,
he also put
personally
so
accounted.
Much, not pressure, but built up the expectations on himself so much in those first 4 or 5 games when he wrecked the world, and then he just couldn't keep it up all season long.
Well, I mean, nobody's going to be able to keep. I mean, Shaq Barrett's not going to be able to keep up his pace right now.
He put the expectations too high for himself.
Shaq Barrett right now has more sacks than 7 teams combined in the NFL. There's no way that's going to keep up.
No,
unless Todd Bowles just keeps disguising his blitzes like he is. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's playing great, but So do you think Khalil Mack is more important to the Bears than McCaffrey is to the Panthers?
Yeah. I do.
Do you?
I do, man. Yeah. I think, like McCaffrey being a running back, you get plays out of backup running backs, but it's also important to have him because he's a very dynamic player. He can catch the ball. Mm-hmm. He runs the ball, and it's great. It's a hard comparison between him and Mahomes because one's a running back, one's a quarterback. Quarterback's a very important position, so the team relies on the quarterback more than the running back. I would
agree on most teams. I mean, you can't don't tell the Vikings that,
right.
And don't tell the Panthers that, right? I mean, it depends on how your team is devised. You can't don't tell Tampa Bay 2001, I think it was. Don't tell the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2001 that Brad Johnson was more important than Mike Allstott and Warwick Dunn, because he wasn't. It was defense. It was the running game.
Right.
Seattle Seahawks, you know better than anybody. You're a Seahawks fan. Seattle Seahawks, when they won the Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl they won it on badass defense and a strong running game.
Right.
Right. So the quarterback is not as leaned on in all teams. Nowadays they are. I think so, 100%. So now they are but I still don't think that's the formula to winning a football team, winning a football game. I don't think that's the formula. The NFL is changing. The NFL is changing. The offense is changing. The NFL. It's becoming a very college style offense, right? It's coming that multi-back, fast, quick. The days of Ray Lewis and Brian Urlacher are gone, right? Luke Kuechly is the maybe that hybrid version of hard hitter but athleticism. The mean linebackers are going away.
Yeah.
So it's going to a faster paced game, all about offense, and everything else like that. So I mean that's it. I don't discredit Khalil Mack for being so important to the Bears that it's insane. I don't think he's more important than Christian McCaffrey is to the Panthers. I don't know if I think he's more important than Mahomes is to the Chiefs. I don't know. I don't know
either.
I mean,
he's very important though.
He's extremely important. I mean, when you go into that film room and study, his name is brought up more than anybody else's in that film room.
Right.
Right. Who do you got to watch out for? You got to watch out for Khalil Mack. He's coming.
Here's why I struggled with this question to begin with.
Hold up. Wait. Okay.
Oh. You got.
Hold on. Bo needs a Michelob Ultra. Will you go around the corner and please tell it that Bo needs a Michelob Ultra?
You got. All right. So you got guys like Dalvin Cook.
Yep.
Okay. He's played. I wouldn't necessarily put him in that dynamic category, but he's important, and he's also the most dynamic guy they got going on right now.
Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of dynamic players, but he's the only one going right now.
But then you also got Russell Wilson for the Seahawks. Without Russell Wilson, the Seahawks aren't as competitive as they are.
I think that's a tough one because without Russell Wilson, I think the Seahawks are a flat out losing team. Right? I don't think he's as dynamic and explosive as McCaffrey is or Mahomes because of the scheme that they use.
Right. See, that's why, like I said, that's why I struggled with this.
It's a hard
with
question.
That question.
It's a hard question
because you have to find that fine line between dynamic and important.
Yeah, I agree.
Then you also have to find those guys that are also dynamic and important at the same time.
Yep, I agree 100%.
Because you could go to the Cowboys. You got Ezekiel Elliott. Very important to that football team. Their offense is good. Completely different animal without him.
100%. You have somebody else on that offense who's playing phenomenal this year. I think Dak Prescott is playing better on the Cowboys than Ezekiel Elliott this year is playing on the Cowboys.
Oh, absolutely.
So he's not as important to the team.
Not this year. That's why he wasn't even in my.
He's important to their overall scheme.
Right.
100%.
Right.
Yes.
You got guys like Tom Brady. Okay. I didn't pick Tom Brady because, well, the Patriots have won without him before.
Yeah, I'll never pick Tom Brady.
So
I think Brady is a big part of Brady's success is a product of the system.
Right. So it's tough to find that guy who's dynamic and important in which, because in all actuality, every team's got a guy that they couldn't function without. But then also finding that dynamic level of that guy at the same time. Mm-hmm. So it's a tough question. And for our Facebook answer, Zach Ertz is not dynamic or important to anything.
Yeah. Okay. As much as I like the guy, right? That was. I don't want to say a dumb answer because I don't want to insult just because I like Josh. Josh is a cool guy. Zach Ertz is very important to that team. He probably is a very vocal leader, but nobody's more important to the Eagles than Carson Wentz right now. So I don't think, especially now that Nick Foles is gone.
Correct. We'll have to see if Carson Wentz can finish the season.
Yeah, I mean he's playing good.
He's playing really good.
Back off Carson Wentz until stop wishing your voodoo on him to get hurt.
He's got to.
I don't give a fuck that you're a Cowboys fan. Okay,
got to play a full season.
You're just trying to put your voodoo on Carson Wentz, and it's rude. Really, it's rude.
Not voodoo. It's facts. When was the last time he finished a full season?
I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Has he done it in the NFL?
And then NDSU.
NDSU.
He didn't. I don't think he finished a full season in college either.
So, to this credit, Lamar Jackson has almost very very similar stats to Mahomes, and his team is only one loss behind Mahomes. Lamar Jackson is becoming, as much as I hate to say it, becoming a very important, very dynamic player and very important to his team so far this year. Will that keep up?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, he has The same. He has 1,110 yards. He still has 10 touchdowns. He has 2 interceptions with it. His rating's 109, 64% completion percentage, which is pretty impressive. But he adds 280 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. Right? Mahomes has 64 yards rushing and no touchdown. So, and to top it all off, the thing to me that's really impressive is Lamar Jackson has the 21st and the 30th wide receiver, and he only has 400 yards less than Mahomes, while Mahomes has the number 1 and the number 7 receiver. So the difference in that, in my opinion, those is Lamar Jackson also is playing with the number 5 running back in the league right now with Mark Ingram. Mahomes is playing with the number 21st with LaShawn McCoy.
When LaShawn McCoy doesn't even get half the snaps.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
Right. So LaShawn McCoy is averaging 5 yards a carry.
We'll find out.
LaShawn McCoy's having a great year.
We'll find out in like 5 weeks how close those stats are from Lamar Jackson to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Don't get me wrong. I'm with you.
They're not going to stay high.
I think they might stay moderately high. I think they're going to be different.
The only thing that's going to change, the only thing that's going to get higher is that rushing yards total.
Well, I mean, as long as at the end of the day, what matters is touchdowns.
You've seen it over the last few weeks. Those passing yards have dropped. His impact as a quarterback has dropped, and his importance as a running quarterback has gone up. Well, that's all Lamar Jackson is.
But at the end of the day, the NFL is moving towards that fast speed running back or that fast speed forward. They absolutely are. They absolutely.
Every once in a while, a quarterback will come out that people think that this is going to be the new direction for the NFL, and it never lasts.
I'm not talking about Lamar Jackson. I'm not talking about Lamar Jackson being the new direction for the NFL. I'm talking about the scrambling mobile quarterback. Mahomes is a scrambling mobile quarterback. All right, now he does it differently. He scrambles and he doesn't take off. He buys time, but still, he's still mobile. He's still a mobile quarterback. I would still consider Mahomes a mobile quarterback at any point in time.
A mobile quarterback and a running quarterback. Steve Young was a mobile quarterback.
Agreed.
He wasn't a running quarterback. Randall Cunningham was borderline.
He was borderline because
he was a mobile quarterback. Cunningham had quite a bit of rushing yards.
I don't know. I think the next
was a running quarterback.
Vic was a running quarterback. Vic was successful as a passer too, though.
Right, but when Vic rolled out, it wasn't a throw the ball. He was taking off.
His earlier on in his career. Later on in his career, he adapted a little bit and he used it better. And he used it better to set up to where if he knew if he was going to roll out, people immediately were terrified. It would pull the receiver up for a second, pull the safety up for a second, and he had a pass. Michael Vick to Deshaun Jackson was a huge connection for a year or two because of that. So Michael Vick adapted a little bit. Michael Vick doesn't get a lot of credit because he spent some time in jail and he spent some time away from the NFL. But Michael Vick did a phenomenal job. I'm a huge Michael Vick fan, so I'm an advocate for him. So that's partly where that is. But Michael Vick, I think, did a phenomenal job of transforming his game to stay relevant for long enough to stay relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't stick to just running the ball like he did in Atlanta.
People thought that style of quarterback was it was going to be everywhere.
I still think the NFL is going to smaller, faster, more mobile people.
That pocket passer is always going to be what people want. And what's going to win football games?
I don't think it's what people want. I do think it's the success, and I do think but I don't think it's what people want. I think people want speed. I think people want scoring. People want fast.
For now, and it's always going to circle back. It's
we'll
just the way the NFL is.
I still think the key to success, hands down, is a great defense and a great running game. I will always think the key to success is a great defense and a great running game. I will always think that, and until I'm proven wrong, and I've yet to be proven wrong. So I get that points, sells tickets. But defensive running game wins games and definitely wins championships. So,
it definitely does. I mean, look at
we all
Brian Belichick's multiple Super Bowl.
I mean, he doesn't have a standout running back at all. He has a different standout running back every fucking year. 1 year it was LeGarrette Blount.
Every 2 games.
Every 2 games. Sony Michel or whatever his name is. Sony Michael, whatever his name was.
Michel.
Nick Chubb.
Dude,
James White. Who the hell is James White?
Right? Nobody knows.
Danny Woodhead.
Rex
Burke.
Now you're just naming running backs.
They all played for the Patriots.
Did Woodhead play? Woodhead played. I thought Woodhead played for the Chargers.
He does now, but he used to play for the Patriots.
Yeah.
That's how he got on the map. Bro, read a book, man. I did it.
So we will agree to disagree. So we actually want your guys' opinion between McCaffrey, Mahomes, and Khalil Mack. Who is more important to their team success? McCaffrey, Mahomes, or Khalil Mack? So we will move forward.
And it doesn't even have to be one of those guys. If you got someone who you think is...
Just don't tell me Zach Ertz.
Just don't say Zach Ertz.
But no, seriously, we want to hear your opinion on it. I will solidify. I will back McCaffrey up as the most dynamic player and the most important to his team any day over Mahomes. Ricky clearly feels differently, and Bo has a very good pick in Khalil Mack. It's a very good pick. Like, it surprised me. I thought you were going to go with like Mahomes or McCaffrey and
Julio Jones.
Yeah, I even told him don't go fuck with Julio Jones. But
Julio's bomb, man.
Julio's good, but Khalil Mack was a great pick.
Matty Ice.
Well, you can see by the Falcons' record this year that he's not.
He's not important. He's not important to the win and loss record.
He's never important to the win and loss record because he never gets touchdowns.
He doesn't get touchdowns.
He's that yardage guy.
He is the yardage guy. Why is that?
He's like me, man. He's eye candy.
Stop it. Now you're just saying dumb shit.
Yep. The first and last time we've had a special guest by the name of Bo Pickard.
Okay. So, moving forward, we have about
holy smokes.
We have about 15 minutes to get this done in a regular time frame.
Which is bad.
Let's talk about coming up week. Let's get Bo Pickard's on there. Let's get Bo's pick on there.
We can try, but he's not in the running for the season.
Well, he's not in the running of the season because he's not good enough to stay in the running for the season anyway. Because you'd have to beat me, and you can't beat me because you're not going to beat me.
It's already been done.
It's already been done.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Game 1.
Thursday night game. Rams Seahawks.
This is a great game. I'm excited for this game.
This is a good game.
I'm picking Seattle. The Rams do not look good this year. And most importantly,
some weeks they look like they're going to turn that corner.
I don't think they've looked at it yet. They should have lost against the Browns. They easily could have lost against the Browns.
That was a good game, though.
Right? They lost against the Bucks. I don't think they've looked great. I really don't think they have looked great once. I think Seattle has looked consistently very good. I think Seattle is very good at consistently looking very good, and they're playing well. So
What's Seattle's record?
They're 4-0, 3-0. No, 3-1.
They're not undefeated. Are they 3-1?
I think they're 3-1.
So it's 3-1 against 3-1, basically.
Yeah. And it's a division game.
Seattle's going to win.
I think Seattle's taking it. Rick's got to start thinking about every single one of his picks because he's 7 games back now. So
he's going to overthink it.
It's more important now than
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, the Seahawks are 3. Okay. I'm gonna give this is how close this game is to me. I'm just gonna give the nod to the home team. That stadium and that crowd is too much for most teams to handle.
You going Seattle?
I'm going Seattle.
I didn't even know they were at home. If they were at home, I'd definitely, without even hesitation, I would have picked Seattle.
Right. Well,
Wilson is playing very good football.
The way I read them,
Carson, they're feeding Carson the ball.
Second team is the home team.
Gotcha. They're feeding Carson the ball. The defense still looks good. Pete Carroll is a very good coach. I'm glad to see we finally have a coach that made that transition from college to pros. So,
but he wasn't a good pro coach at first. His first stint in the NFL wasn't way back. Yeah. All right, next one we got 4-0 versus 0-4. The Patriots visit the Redskins.
I'm taking Washington. I'm just
joking.
You said it. I knew you were going to do that. No.
I got New England.
I'm taking New England.
I don't think it's going to be close.
New England isn't. Yeah.
I think New England's going to play their scout team to make them feel better.
Might. All right, Buffalo and the Titans.
This is a tough game. I'm picking the Titans. I like the football. I like the style of football the Titans are playing right now. I really do.
Yep.
Yup.
Yep. Me too.
Here's your chance, Rick. Are you going to go with something different?
I don't know.
You don't have to make up all 7 games in one week.
But without Josh Allen, the Bills can't win this game.
Facts.
And I don't know if he's playing yet.
I mean, unfortunately, you've got
to
now.
Pretty sure he's still in concussion protocol, isn't he?
If he's still in, how are you still in concussion protocol?
He got walloped pretty good.
I mean, I get that, but I mean, you're either concussed or you're not.
I almost guarantee he will not play this week.
I don't think he's playing this week
because you got to do all the steps.
I think he's out at least a week or two.
What are you, a doctor?
Yeah.
I play one on TV.
if someone's having a heartache, you should still call 911.
All right. I'm going to go Titans because I'm not sure if Josh Allen's playing.
I'll give you mouth to mouth.
Don't do that. All
right. Next, we got Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
I'm picking Baltimore. Pittsburgh win was against Cincinnati. So.
Well, Pittsburgh.
Lamar Jackson's going to eat
one in a row. Okay. One more, and that's a streak.
It has happened before.
You're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, I got Baltimore on this one too.
Okay.
I'm not overly impressed with the Steelers.
No.
All right, the Jets and the Eagles.
Eagles.
As much as I would like to see the Jets get a win, I don't think it's happening this week.
Man, Bell does not look good.
He doesn't, but in Bell's defense, he's playing with like the fourth string quarterback.
But you know what? I love the fact that Bell does not look good because I think Bell's a bitch.
All right, you got
Eagles, man.
All right, Chicago and Oakland.
Chicago. That's a tough one actually for me. Hold on one second. I don't know if I think Chicago's going to win that game or not. You know, I think Chicago because I think Khalil Mack's going to come in like a fucking wrecking ball.
Eat him up. I'm going to go with Oakland.
You going to the Oakland? Oak?
I'm torn on this game.
Yeah, this is a tough game. You know,
because Khalil Mack's going to be motivated as shit, but Chicago's also playing without their starting quarterback.
Yup. Not that Mitchell Trubisky has had an amazing year so far, but
right. But Chase Daniel, he's been a serviceable backup.
He's been a very serviceable
career.
Backup. I think this game, I just don't know what the Oakland Raiders are going to do to move the ball. Chicago's defense is good, and it's mean.
Good.
They might have the number one defense in the league.
I'm going to go in Chicago, even with Chase Daniel. All right. Vikings and Giants.
This is a tough game, too. I'm going to take Minnesota because I think Kirk Cousins is going to air the ball out. I think he's going to try to make a point that he's not this guy. Kirk Cousins is under a lot of pressure right now. I mean, he's more so than ever. It's come to the forefront, and his teammates are really starting to call him out. He's never had that happen. So, I think that's what's going to happen.
I'm going Minnesota, and it's not because Kirk Cousins is going to do shit. It's because Vikings defense is going to stop the Giants offense from doing shit.
Golden Tate's back. Giants.
You have an interesting outlook on a lot of games.
Just watch.
Just watch.
He's not going to do nothing. They still got Sterling Shepard and Gallman.
Look, Minnesota.
Just Golden Tate.
They're a dumpster fire right now.
Well, I don't know if they're a dumpster fire.
Yeah, they are.
Not with that defense. I don't think you can ever be a dumpster fire.
When your receivers are calling you out, talking trash, there's going to be a bunch of shit going on in the locker room. It's not going to be a good game.
Now we'll see. I mean, there's a point to that.
If Daniel Jones wins this game against that defense,
MVP.
I'm a believer.
MVP.
I'm a believer.
MVP.
In Daniel Jones. All right, Tampa Bay and Narlands.
Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay.
Narlands.
You going Narlands?
Narlands.
Ross is going Tampa Bay.
You ever got crawfish down there?
Put 20 on it?
I'll put 20 on it.
20 on it.
I got 5.
You going straight up, or do I get the point spread?
No.
Point spread's 4 points.
Straight up, son.
Chicken shit.
I'm going Tampa Bay.
No.
$20 hard to come by these days.
$20 is hard to come by
because Tampa Bay has really good defense, and the Saints are playing without a quarterback.
They have a good, decent quarterback. Ricky is a Bridgewater hater. Ricky is a Bridgewater hater.
Minnesota should have kept him. They'd be winning.
That might be true. That might be true. He'll at least throw the ball.
Yeah. Uncle Rico.
All right. Atlanta, Houston. In a game of nobody cares.
Houston. I like Houston.
I like Houston too, but they have not shown me nothing this year.
I like Houston.
I had them winning that division, and I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know. In this game, though, I do got Houston because it's Atlanta, and they got nothing. I still think they're going to finish last in that division.
Houston.
Yeah, does that hurt you to say?
It does.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand how with Matty Ice, with Devontae Freeman, with Julio Jones, how you're not winning games. I don't get it.
And the defense isn't horrible.
The defense isn't bad. Like, it's not atrocious. So I don't get it. I don't know how you're not winning games with those 3 guys. But
next game, Arizona, Cincinnati. Kyler Murray gets his first NFL
Kyler Murray gets his first win. I say Arizona wins on this one. Who are you picking?
Cincinnati.
Cincy? Are you doing that just because you just want to go against us? Because you're being an asshole?
No.
All right, Jacksonville, Carolina. The mustache versus McCaffrey.
That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. I'm going to go with Carolina. Man, I could lose a lot this month.
Carolina's D's been
Carolina's defense been pretty solid. McCaffrey is playing out of this world.
Carolina.
Allen's playing out of this world. He's playing damn good.
I don't know. This is a tough one. 2-2-2 teams.
This is a tough one. This one's really tough, actually. But I just keep thinking back to the fact that the Denver Broncos almost beat Jacksonville. And when I think about it,
actually hasn't played bad.
When I think about it that way, then I just feel that. Well, and unfortunately, they just lost Chubb for the year.
Yeah, that's huge.
That hurts. That hurts a lot.
I'm gonna go Jacksonville.
Going Jacksonville.
Only because I'm hoping to make up a game. I honestly don't know how good that game.
That's a tough one.
So
that's really tough.
I'm going with the mustache.
That's really a tough one.
Denver Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Don't even think about
Chargers. Here's the thing. Denver's got to win one sooner or later.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to win 5 games this year, I think. 4 games.
They just have. I mean, I just don't think it's gonna be this week.
No,
and it might. The Chargers have been up and down. I mean, the 2 wins that they've had, they've looked pretty good, and in the losses, there's been times where they haven't looked that good. All right, Dallas and Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Oh, like a dagger! Did you hear that? Like, didn't even think about it.
It's in.
Fuck you.
It's in GB, man.
I think Green Bay actually as well.
I don't know. I'm going to think about that one for a minute. We'll come back. Sunday night game, Colts and Kansas City.
Who cares?
I got Kansas City.
I'll take Kansas City.
KC is definitely going to win.
I mean, we all would have said KC definitely was going to win Detroit, too, though.
Monday night game, Browns-Niners.
Mayfield, man.
I'm picking Baker.
Mayfield and Juice.
Well, Juice is out, probably, because he's concussed.
I got the Browns in this one as well. The Browns got to get on that upward swing because they're going to the Super Bowl.
They better get on there soon.
All right, Cowboys, Packers.
It's hard for me to pick the Packers, I'll tell you that. I don't. Because, I mean, Ezekiel Elliott, now granted, he is having a slow start. But when you spend your fucking off-season preseason in Cabo, you're going to have a slow start. So, fuck you, you deserve it.
Right.
Dak Prescott is not off to a slow start, but he did not play that well against the Saints.
The Packers, as good as their defense has been, they have not been that good against the run.
Maybe this is the game that Zeke gets it going.
This one's tough. I'm going Cowboys.
Well, there's 2 games that you could make up.
Defense.
Okay. Well, let us know. McCaffrey, Mahomes, Khalil Mack, or somebody else. I think those are 3 really good picks.
Or maybe someone new.
Maybe we never even thought of. Maybe.
Something really cool.
Something really cool.
We're on the trust tree.
We're on the trust tree, right?
All right.
We could just keep going on and on if we wanted this. I can't. Hold on. I just think of that. All I think about is I don't know why you got to do it with the earmuffs. So you can say fuck, shit, cock, balls. I'm trying to make a point here, Frank. You don't have to celebrate it.
I heard they're making another one.
Oh my gosh, that would be phenomenal.
And all the original cast is supposed to be back.
If you don't know what movie we're talking about, please just unsubscribe. Don't listen to us anymore. You're not cool. That's just you're not cool. You're not cool enough to know what old school is, man. You're my blue boy. Wait a minute. See what happened?
Run it back. All right, next week. What are we gonna do? We know yet what we're gonna talk about?
We don't know yet what we're gonna talk about. What do you want to talk about? Oh, you're not gonna be here next week. Get the fuck out of here.
All right.
No, we'll put it on the website.
Just like that, we're not gonna get any more special guests.
Right.
We're not gonna come.
Thank you, Bo, for bringing it on, coming on. Like I really thought like your answer was actually really good. I didn't even think of Khalil Mack. So
I thought of Khalil Mack.
No, you didn't.
I did
fucking
actually.
lie to me.
But I think the Bears, they're not going to win any more games with them or without him.
I think they lose more games without him, though. I will say that. So that's just an interesting pick. I really like that pick. I didn't even think about that one. So, like I said, tune in. Let us know what you think. We will let you know what we're going to talk about next week. If you have any suggestions, for the 4 people that listen to this. Again, we're not going to stop because we're having a blast doing it. And it's a good time to spit sports bullshit and what's on our mind and everything else. Rick and I actually disagreed today for the first time.
It was bound to happen.
It was bound to happen. It's going to happen again. It'll get worse, too, trust me. Especially the more alcohol we consume while we do these things.
Next week, I don't know. I'll think of something. Nothing's coming to my head right now. Big story topic-wise anyway. So
yeah, I haven't think. What do you want to talk about next week? What should we talk about next week, Bo?
Let's talk about AB.
No, I'm sick and tired of talking about AB. I don't like talking about AB.
No one wants to talk about AB.
He's going to play in the Canadian leagues, man.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's going to go play catch with Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, the Kaepernick-AB duo.
All right, tune in next week. We'll come up with something to talk about like we always do. One of these days we need to touch on baseball. Dallas. Playoffs are getting ready to start.
Playoffs have started.
Well, yeah, the wild card started last night tonight. So
damn it.
I might have to touch on that at some point.
I'll study up.
NBA is getting ready to kick off, even though I don't want to talk about NBA.
See, I don't mind talking about NBA. I don't mind talking about it. I don't like the NBA players anymore. I think they're all fucking bitches. But I don't mind.
Did you hear what J.J. Redick told Zion Williamson, though?
No.
With the Pelicans?
No, but I like J.J. Redick, so I hope it's good.
J.J. Redick looked at him after, warm-ups one day, and he's like, bro, I'm 13 for 13 for making the playoffs. Don't fuck this up.
I like J.J. Redick. I want to like basketball, but I just think they're a bunch of fucking babies nowadays. So I hope one day that somehow
our YouTube... Kobe will come out of retirement.
That'd be awesome. But, I hope one day... And it wouldn't be, because it would just tarnish what he is to me. But I hope one day, one of these professional athletes that we talk shit about reaches out and randomly somehow hears about it. And is like, fuck this guy. And then we can act... Because I would love to tell some of these people how we really feel. Because believe me, if AB was sitting right next to me right now, I would absolutely tell him how I felt.
Yeah. But...
It'd be fun.
He'd be licking the window because
Boy's
got something wrong upstairs.
He does have something wrong upstairs. He's been concussed one too many times. So other than that, thank you, Bo. And
you know what topic we're gonna dive into one of these weeks too?
What?
NBA GOAT.
NBA GOAT. That's a bad conversation because I'm gonna pick Kobe.
I'm definitely not picking Jordan.
I mean, I don't think you would pick Jordan.
Nope.
No, I don't think you. I mean,
Scottie Pippen. No.
Most underrated player ever.
Yeah, let's get this out. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. All right. So until next time.
Peace.
Later.
Bye. Thank you.